What's up everybody, it's Max Digital here, and in this video I'm going to compare the OnePlus 9 with the Pixel 5. Let's see the specs between these two devices and are they worth their $700 price point. Let's take a look. So here I have pictured on the left OnePlus 9, Google Pixel 5 on the right. Both of these devices are 5G and they are similar in price with $700. So you have $700 5G phones. Pixel 5 is the more expensive Pixel phone in the Pixel lineup. OnePlus 9 is the flagship but not the Pro in the OnePlus 9 line. So let's break down the specs and see how they compare, which one's better, how are they the same, which one wins out. Obviously, if you have a 5G coverage area with good speeds, you definitely will want to pick up either of these devices. It'll make watching video, downloading files, uploading stuff will be way better. By comparison, I'm going to throw in a phone like the OnePlus Nord N10 5G, which costs $300. So I'm going to be just put that into consideration. The OnePlus 9 and Google Pixel 5 are $700. So I'm going to refer to the N10 5G and see kind of how these phones are they worth their $700. So the overall bigger device will be the OnePlus 9. It weighs 6.4 ounces as opposed to the smaller, lightweight Pixel 5 at 5.33 ounces. For the build quality, you're getting a glass front, glass back, plastic frame on the OnePlus 9. Pixel 5, you're getting glass front, aluminum back, aluminum frame. For $700, the build quality kinda sucks. A premium device has a really hefty, really either steel, metal, or glass feeling. Although the OnePlus 9 says it has a glass back, it's not a true glass back. So for the build quality, both of these devices are kind of slacking in that department. For the SIM card setup, the OnePlus 9 is a dual SIM card device, except in the US, it will only have one SIM card slot. The Pixel 5 is more well-rounded with SIM card support. It has a physical SIM card and an eSIM built in. So this phone is very good if you're traveling or if you just want two different devices, two data SIM cards to have two different phone numbers. It'll feel like you have two devices in your hand. For the dust and water resistance, there is no official rating on the OnePlus 9, but I'm sure it could take a little bit of a sprinkle. The Pixel 5 has IP68 dust and water resistance up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. For the display, the OnePlus 9 has a 6.5-inch Fluid AMOLED display at 120 Hz. That's going to be way bigger than the 6-inch OLED 90 Hz display on the Pixel 5. Similar screen to body ratio on both devices, around 86-87%. Resolution is pretty much the same. They're both 1080p devices, so that's full HD displays. Not very impressive for $700, not a flagship feature for sure on the screens. PPI is very similar, 402 PPI on the OnePlus 9, 432 PPI on the Pixel 5. For just to throw it in there, the N10 5G, that one has 406 PPI and that phone costs anywhere from $50 all the way to $300. So not very super impressive screens on either of these devices, except you do get 120 Hertz. So you get a little bit of a smoother scrolling on the OnePlus 9. Both phones are equipped with Android 11. OnePlus 9 has Oxygen OS on top. Google Pixel 5 has pure Google on it. They're very similar. They're both close to stock on both of these devices, and they will both be updated to future Android 11 to 12 to 13, and then it might fade away. But it's not going to have that longevity such as an iPhone, for example, but it will get several updates, and they're close to each other in stock Android form. Very similar for the software. For the chipset, the OnePlus 9 has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888. That's the best in class right now. While the Pixel 5 has Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G. So out of the two, you get the snappier processor on the OnePlus 9, but it won't really matter from regular day-to-day apps. You'll only see maybe a difference when you're doing high-end gaming or lots of video editing. For the internal storage, both of these devices have 128 gigs of internal storage. For $700, that is pretty lame because the Nord N10 5G at $300 also has 128 gigs of internal storage. But this even gets worse because you do not have an SD card reader on either of these phones. So the storage, although 128 gigabytes is enough for use it's not a premium feature for $700. And for RAM, you get 8 gigs of RAM on OnePlus 9. Also, you get 8 gigs of RAM on the Pixel 5. So they're the same. That's a pretty good amount for having lots of apps in the background running. And you shouldn't have any problems with that on either of these devices. Now for the camera systems, the OnePlus 9 has a 48 megapixel main camera, 50 megapixel ultra wide, 2 megapixel depth camera. Pixel 5 has a dual shooter, 12 megapixel main camera, 16 megapixel ultra wide. The OnePlus 9 has heavily advertised having Hasselblad technology in the camera, and it shoots video up to 8K. Pixel 5 can shoot video up to 4K. Now, what I'm going to say about the camera system on these devices, it's very subjective because everybody is different on how they shoot video and pictures. Not everybody's a professional photographer or shoot video or shoot pictures or anything like that on a daily basis. I usually just take pictures of my kids or, just people. I really don't do landscape shots or anything like that. But out of these, they're both supposed to be good cameras, but they're definitely not going to be flagship level like iPhone 12 Pro Max or the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra or anything like that. But you will get very acceptable shots on both of these phones. The selfie cameras on the devices, the OnePlus 9 has a 16 megapixel shooter at 1080p video. Pixel 5, 8 megapixel shooter, 1080p video. Kind of disappointed in the selfie camera because the Nord N10 5G at $300 also has a 1080p shooter in the front. So that is definitely not a good camera for the selfie resolution for video on a $700 device. I have stereo speakers on both of these devices, and neither of these have a headphone jack, so you can't connect anything physically unless you carry a dongle, and that's bad and cumbersome. You can't connect your physical headphones or your aux cord to your car to listen to music or a mic or anything like that. For Bluetooth, you have 5.2 on OnePlus 9, 5.0 Bluetooth on the Pixel 5. Both of these versions of Bluetooth will definitely connect you to your wearables such as your smartwatch, smart band, wireless headphones, speakers, tons of other devices. There should be no problem. Both of these phones also have NFC. That's probably just going to be used for payments. Both of these phones have USB Type-C for the charging ports. It's the same port used on lots of other devices such as MacBooks, Chromebooks, Windows PCs, Android tablets, iPads. The list goes on and on. It's a very versatile port. For the fingerprint reader to unlock your device, they're located on different parts of the phone for these devices. OnePlus 9 is under the display optical in the front. Pixel 5 is rear mounted fingerprint reader on the back. Both of these are reliable, except it depends on how you like to have it on the front or the back. The battery life, the OnePlus 9 has a bigger 4,500 milliamp battery versus the Pixel 5's 4,080 milliamp battery. For 5G devices, this is kind of low, on the low side, especially on the Pixel 5. That amount is just too low for a 5G phone. You will not last all day with that. Luckily, both of these phones have fast charging. Very impressive on the OnePlus 9. It's probably its standout feature. It charges at 65 watts. You can charge 0 to 100 in 29 minutes. It also has fast wireless charging at 15 watts. Pixel 5 has fast charging at 18 watts, wireless charging at 12 watts, and reverse charging at 5 watts. So when it comes to charging, you have better luck on the OnePlus 9. So what are my thoughts after going through the specs on both of these devices? For $700, they're not too impressive. The one big thing about the OnePlus 9 is probably the fast charging. For the Pixel 5, is probably the size of the device is 6 inches. It has lots of updates, and it has that eSIM and a little bit of dust and water resistance. But other than that, I don't see too many things that stand out on these devices. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Hit me up. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.